My dad gave me his old camera that was laying around for quite some time to try out, and I thought, well, why not? I've had a bit of experience with videography, a couple years, but photography, aside from the very basics, I know nothing. So, decided to try it out. There's no stakes, and thankfully there weren't because I had no idea what I was doing. I know terms like ISO, aperture, shutter speed, etc. from videography, but I had no idea how to mess with any of those settings on this camera. With no experience and a lot of equipment I didn't understand, I took my first steps into the world of photography. I figured we'll start with this. Take a picture, change the ISO, take the exact same picture again. After many, oof, many attempts, until finally, no, that one sucked too.
Currently confused because my battery just went from 1 bar to 2 bars. I literally know nothing about cameras.
I want to get some photos of animals, specifically squirrels, but I recognize I think I need to start off a little bit smaller. How about something that doesn't move at first? So I looked around, started taking photos of flowers, berries,
I actually really like this one. This might be the only good photo I've taken today.
really anything that wasn't alive. And I apparently meant that literally. Finally, I was starting to understand how a camera worked. Yeah, just kidding. I tried to get the shot of a drain leaking water, but realized I had the light settings to indoors. Whoops. Let's try that again. Okay, better, but still not great. Let's just move on. And then something crazy happened.
No, you're totally okay. I'm just starting out, so I wouldn't have been able to get a good picture anyways.
How amazing would it have been if I got deer as my first shots ever? Oh well, as I said.
So I wouldn't have been able to get a good picture anyways.
But there were still plenty of stills that were unique for my first shots. Someone saw me with the camera and asked me to do a few pictures of some fungi he found. It was a bit difficult being so low to the ground with the types of lens that I had. At one point, I was literally laying in the middle of the road. Throughout this time, I was using the small lens, the 24mm through 120mm. Now that I was understanding the basics, I wanted to try the beefier one. I also decided to go from using the autofocus to manual because there were a couple of really cool shots I could have gotten if I just did the focus myself.
I wish I could show, but there was a cardinal. I got a photo, but it's not great. But hey, the fact that I got a photo with a new lens I'm just trying out for the first time of a cool looking bird, I'll take that. Oh, that might be it over there.
I was having the best, worst beginner's luck.
I need a sling, genuinely. The holding this camera, it weighs more than I thought it would. It's hurting my hand. Is that sad?
Despite my lack of success before, I still wanted to get a photo of a squirrel. I found a nice open area, and I had a hunch there might be some of our bushy-tailed critters there. Looks like I was right. Yep, being a beginner struck again, and I couldn't figure out how to take a good photo of them with the sky in the background.
I don't know enough about cameras to understand how to shoot in the sky. I don't know if you can hear them. It feels like they're taunting me with their laughter.
That's when I heard the chittering behind me. I turned around and saw the squirrel much closer to me. This was my chance.
It died. Oh, sad. That squirrel was literally posing for me. Like, it was 10 feet in front of me as soon as I started figuring out what I was doing too.
I feel bad. I thought the tail wag of the squirrel meant it was curious or just analyzing me, but I learned it actually means that the squirrel was really startled. Whoops, I guess I'm more intimidating to squirrels than I am on the ice. As my camera did die, the sun began to set. After 2.5 hours, I realized it was time for me to go back home. I didn't get the best photos ever, and honestly I wasn't supposed to. I failed a lot, and that's okay. I can't be perfect for my first try ever with photography. But what I did learn is I really enjoy this, and I'll definitely be continuing it again in the future. I'm excited to share my growth as a videographer and photographer. Thanks for listening.